During the 1970s, hippie communes across America developed a distinct food culture rooted in simplicity, shared labor, and rejection of industrialized living. Food was not just nourishment, it was a political and spiritual statement. Many communes relied on whole, processed ingredients, often grown collectively. One of the most common foods hippies actually ate was brown rice. Unlike white rice, brown rice symbolized health, natural living, and resistance to corporate food systems. It was cheap, filling, and easy to cook in large communal pots. Another staple was homemade vegetable stew. Communes pooled whatever vegetables were available: carrots, potatoes, onions, cabbage, squash, often imperfect or surplus from farms. These stews simmered for hours, feeding dozens at once. Lentils and dried beans were equally important. Hippies favored lentils for their affordability, protein content, and association with Eastern spirituality. Large sacks of beans like pinto, navy, and black beans were soaked overnight and cooked communally. Whole wheat bread became a symbol of the movement. Many communes baked their own loaves using stone ground flour. Baking bread together was seen as both practical and spiritually grounding. Granola, famously popularized by the counterculture, was eaten daily. Made from oats, honey, nuts, and dried fruit, it represented self-sufficiency and natural energy. Fresh fruits like apples, oranges, and bananas were widely consumed when available, often bought in bulk or harvested locally. Communes in California enjoyed avocados regularly, smashing them into early versions of guacamole. Peanut butter was another everyday food, cheap, high in calories, and easy to share. Herbal teas replaced coffee in many communes. Chamomile, mint, and dandelion root teas were brewed for relaxation and detoxification. Hippies also consumed raw vegetables frequently, believing raw foods preserved life energy. Carrot sticks, celery, and sprouts appeared at nearly every communal table. Food in hippie communes wasn't about luxury. It was about community, sustainability, and rejecting mainstream consumerism. These foods were eaten not because they were trendy, but because they aligned with the values of peace, equality, and living close to the earth. Hippies living in 1970s communes often followed vegetarian or semi-vegetarian diets, believing that nonviolence extended to animals as well. One of the most common meals was rice and beans, eaten sometimes daily. This combination provided complete protein and could be prepared in massive quantities. Communal kitchens often had large cauldrons constantly simmering with grains or legumes. Oatmeal was a frequent breakfast food, made simply with water or milk. It was topped with honey, raisins, or apples. Yogurt, often homemade, was another commune favorite. Some groups practiced fermentation, making yogurt and kefir as part of their health philosophy. Sprouted grains and seeds were believed to boost vitality and were consumed regularly. Cheese appeared in many communes, especially those not strictly vegan. Cheddar, goat cheese, and cottage cheese were common, often purchased locally. Hippies also consumed eggs, particularly from backyard chickens raised collectively. Scrambled eggs with vegetables became an easy group meal. Soups made from bones or vegetables simmered for days, stretching ingredients as far as possible. Homemade soup was a cornerstone of commune survival. Whole grains like barley, millet, and quinoa, still relatively unknown in mainstream America, were embraced by hippies seeking ancient or forgotten foods. Seasonal eating was standard. Communes relied heavily on whatever was available at the time: corn in summer, squash in fall, root vegetables in winter. Foraging also played a role. Wild berries, nuts, and edible greens like dandelion leaves were collected when possible. Sweet treats were simple. Instead of store-bought desserts, hippies ate fruit compotes, honey-sweetened breads, or dates. Sugar was often viewed with suspicion, so natural sweeteners were preferred. Meals were eaten together, often cross-legged on the floor or outdoors. Cooking and eating were communal acts, reinforcing equality and shared responsibility. Food reflected a desire to break free from capitalist excess and reconnect with nature, tradition, and one another. In many 1972 hippie communes, food preparation was as important as the food itself. Communal cooking schedules rotated daily, ensuring everyone contributed. One of the most iconic foods eaten was homemade granola bars. These were pressed from oats, nuts, seeds, and honey, then baked or sun-dried. Tofu began appearing in hippie kitchens long before it entered mainstream grocery stores. Inspired by Asian diets and macrobiotic philosophy, tofu was pan-fried or added to stews. Miso soup also gained popularity, believed to support digestion and balance energy. Communes often baked communal casseroles, layered dishes of rice, vegetables, cheese, and beans. These were easy to divide and reheated well. Fresh salads with oil and vinegar dressing were daily fare, emphasizing raw, living foods. Potatoes were incredibly important. Roasted, mashed, or boiled, they were cheap, filling, and adaptable. Sweet potatoes were especially prized for their nutritional value. Cornbread, made from whole grain cornmeal, frequently accompanied meals. Herbs and spices were used not just for flavor, but for healing. Garlic, turmeric, ginger, and cayenne pepper were common. Hippies believed food was medicine, and meals were designed with health in mind. Communes with gardens consumed large quantities of leafy greens, kale, chard, spinach, often lightly steamed. Leftovers were rarely wasted. Everything was reused, reinforcing the anti-waste ethic of the movement. Eating meat was rare but not unheard of. Some rural communes raised animals and consumed meat occasionally, usually communally and respectfully. Overall, food choices reflected experimentation, idealism, and a search for a better way to live. The influence of Eastern philosophy deeply shaped what hippies ate in 1970s communes. Macrobiotic diets became popular, emphasizing whole grains, vegetables, and balance. Brown rice with vegetables was often considered the perfect meal. Sea vegetables like kelp and nori appeared in some communes, especially those connected to health food movements. Fermented foods were common. Sauerkraut, pickles, and kimchi-like vegetables were made in large jars, valued for gut health. Hippies believed fermentation preserved life force and improved immunity. Communes often avoided processed foods entirely. Canned foods were used only when necessary. Instead, bulk bins of grains and legumes dominated kitchens. Cooking was slow, deliberate, and shared. Flatbreads made from whole wheat flour were cooked on cast iron pans. These breads replaced store-bought options. Nut butters beyond peanut, like almond or sunflower seed butter, were homemade using hand grinders. Tea ceremonies became daily rituals. Food and spirituality were inseparable. Eating slowly, mindfully, and together was encouraged. Silence during meals was sometimes practiced. Despite idealism, food shortages occurred. When supplies ran low, meals became simpler: rice, salt, and vegetables. These periods reinforced communal bonds and resilience. Food in hippie communes was not glamorous, but it was meaningful. Every meal represented resistance to consumer culture and a commitment to collective living, health, and peace. Ultimately, what hippies actually ate in 1970s communes tells a story of experimentation, necessity, and belief. Meals were shaped by poverty as much as philosophy. Cheap staples like rice, beans, oats, and potatoes kept communes alive. Yet these foods were embraced as symbols of simplicity and equality. Communal gardens defined diets. Zucchini, tomatoes, onions, and squash appeared in endless combinations. Excess produce was preserved through drying or pickling. Apples were turned into sauces, tomatoes into stews. Milk and dairy came from nearby farms or commune-raised animals. Butter and cream were used sparingly. Honey replaced refined sugar. Coffee was often rejected, replaced by herbal infusions. Cooking tools were basic large pots, wooden spoons, shared knives. Recipes were rarely written down. Everything was learned by watching and doing. Food knowledge passed orally. Communes welcomed visitors, and food was always shared. No one was turned away from a meal. This openness defined the culture. Eating together erased social hierarchies. While not every commune succeeded, their food culture left a lasting impact. Granola, whole grains, vegetarianism, and organic eating entered mainstream America because of these communities. What hippies ate wasn't perfect or luxurious, but it was intentional. Their food choices reflected hope for a healthier, fairer, more connected world.